Your Nintendo Switch can do some amazing things, from guiding gamers through the biggest Super Mario levels of all time to playing host to both classic arcade games and modern hits like Doom and Skyrim. But there's more to Nintendo's revolutionary console than meets the eye. The Switch also comes packed full of secrets. Some are minor quirks, like the random sounds that play on the unlock screen, while others are more useful and more mysterious. Break out the magnifying glass and Sherlock Holmes hat. We're going to take a look at some of the coolest things you didn't know your Nintendo Switch could do. The game is afoot.
You can see this is really beautiful.
Me, Myself, and I. Mii's, Nintendo's cute and customizable avatars, played a major role on Nintendo's last few consoles. On the Switch, not so much. In fact, they've been more or less reduced to profile decoration. Still, if you don't have a Mii attached to your Nintendo account, you can make one on the Switch. Go to your System Settings menu, then Mii, and then Create/Edit a Mii and go to town. You won't be able to do much with your Switch-made Miis, at least not yet. But for many players, creating digital likenesses of your friends, family members, and favorite celebrities is fun all on its own. Think of it like your own personal virtual dollhouse. By 2011, 5 years after the Wii came out, players had already created over 213 million Miis. With the Switch dominating the market, that number won't be going down anytime soon. Progress Report. When you first boot up your Switch, you won't be able to see how many hours you've spent adventuring in Hyrule, New Donk City, Inkopolis, and all of the other worlds you can explore. But be patient, because after using the system for 10 days, you'll unlock the activity log, which keeps track of how long you've been playing each and every game on your console. You'll have to link your Switch to Nintendo's Parental Controls app to catalog exactly how much time you spent gaming every day, and you can't break that number down by individual game, so there's still some guesswork involved. Maybe some things should remain mysteries. After all, do you really want to know how much time you wasted trying to track down that last Power Moon? Yeah, probably not. Good vibrations.
With these new sensing and vibration technologies, the Joy-Con itself boasts an expressiveness that invites the player to pick up the controller.
Nintendo's Joy-Cons are great little controllers. They're versatile, have the best rumble functionality of any modern controller, and handle motion controls surprisingly well. They're also really tiny. You probably won't misplace your Joy-Cons while playing the Switch in handheld mode, but if you've detached the Joy-Cons from their harness to play motion control enhanced games like Super Mario Odyssey, you'll probably end up misplacing them. Nintendo knows this, and the Switch comes with a built-in solution. Using your touchscreen, choose controllers on the main menu, select Find Controllers, and then select the appropriate Joy-Con. Wherever it is, your lost peripheral will start buzzing, making it easier to hunt down and find. The longer you press the button, the harder the Joy-Con vibrates. It's a handy feature to get those Joy-Cons back in your hands. Sink or swim. There's nothing special about the Bluetooth connection that links the Switch's controllers to their console, but that's a good thing. That means that you can use both Joy-Cons and the Pro controller to play games on your phone or computer. Pairing the devices is easy too. Simply set up your machine to search for a new Bluetooth device and then hold down the sync buttons on the controllers to link everything up. Of course, not every game will recognize the controllers right off the bat, and your Mac or PC might need some extra software to get all of the buttons working. Your computer will also recognize the dual Joy-Cons as two separate devices, which works in your favor for split-screen multiplayer, but isn't exactly ideal for games that require more than one Joy-Con's worth of buttons. While your Switch peripherals are not a perfect fit for every PC game, the Joy-Cons are great for retro titles and emulators, and Switch's Pro controller is one of the best gamepads ever made. Getting everything set up can be a hassle, but it's absolutely worth it. Cutting room floor. At launch, the Switch could only capture still screenshots, but since then, it's gotten the ability to capture short videos too. If you make an interesting find in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or pull off a surprise win in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can immortalize the moment by holding down the Switch's capture button, which will store the past half-minute's worth of gameplay to the console's drive. From there, you can edit the clip before saving it to your microSD card or sharing it on Twitter or Facebook. Of course, the Switch's video capture comes with a few quirks. Clips are capped at 30 seconds each, which won't quite shine on YouTube. Additionally, every game needs to implement video capture on its own. The list of games that support video capture is quickly growing, but not every Switch title supports the feature. If you play games because you like sharing your experience with others, choose wisely. Buyers without borders. Back in the old days, if you wanted to play a game that only came out in another country, you'd have to mod your console and pay exorbitant fees to video game importers. Now, all it takes is an extra email address and a little bit of patience. To access the Japanese eShop from North America, Simply create a brand new Nintendo account using a new email address, choose Japan as your region, sign in, and shop away. The eShop interface will be in Japanese, of course, but there are lots of pictures, and it shouldn't be too hard to find what you're looking for. After the game's been downloaded, you can log back into your normal account and play away. Even better, the Switch uses the console's native language whenever it can. In other words, if you're playing a Japanese game with an English language option, your system should automatically switch to your native tongue. However, some of the biggest and best region-exclusive games, like Monster Hunter Double Cross, don't have English menus or subtitles, so don't throw that Japanese to English dictionary away just yet. You never know when it's going to end up being useful. Thanks for watching. Click the SVG icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.